Hey, it's Melissa from Kiwi Banana, and today I'm going to do a video about Burning Man and money. More in particular to do with, you getting there and what it sort of costs, what sort of monetary things are involved. Even though Burning Man itself is, it's kind of, it has a principle of decommodification, but unfortunately there is also, some commodification that is involved into getting there and being able to, support yourself while you're there. Now, I've got a wee list of some things that I wanted to cover, so I will be looking down every now and then, so I apologise in advance for that. But, so this is basically how me and my partner did Burning Man this year. However, when we go back, we will do it differently, and because we know a lot more about it now, and we know ways that we can definitely save money and things that we would be happy to compromise on to save ourselves more money, because it is, everyone has different comfort levels, and you don't really know what your comfort level is until you get there, and you might find actually, hey, I probably could do this cheaper, or hey, maybe I need to spend a bit more money because I didn't feel as comfortable as what I thought I should have while I was there. Anyway, moving on from that. So we took a hired van from Las Vegas through to San Francisco. So there was obviously a couple of days before and after Burning Man that we had this van. So we had the van for about 12 days, but that was just to help so that we could get some supplies, but also fit in a little road trip along the way. And maybe save a little bit of transport costs of getting to and from Burning Man. But yeah, it's really all depends on how you look at it. So we went with Juicy because that's a company that we're familiar with at home. They have offices in New Zealand, and they also had offices in Nevada and California as well. So it wasn't cheap, and it was about $2,800 US. They charged a $700 Burning Man fee in with that. And the reason, we said yes, we are going to Burning Man because we were a bit worried that if we didn't, then maybe they had some GPS, or they just would have looked at it and known, and then charged us the money for not being honest. But they did say that if we bring it back clean, we would get $350 US back, and we did. So the total cost was about $2,450 plus petrol. Now the van did have had sleeping areas. It actually could have slept up to 4 people. It had a little pop-up as well, which we just used it for extra storage. But of course we could have taken, if we could have taken an extra 2 people with us, and that could have possibly cut the costs down further. We could have split it up. Just would have meant that we'd had less room, I guess, to put all your supplies. And the little kitchen area at the back was really, really handy as well. So, and because of that, it did give us quite a bit of comfort, and we probably could actually, now that we've been there and done it that way, we probably would be happy to have less comfort next time we go, and to save ourselves some money. To have that much room, we probably didn't have to have that much room. We could have maybe got a tent or something like that and stored some of our things in that. So food was quite cheap, things like rice, beans, tin fruit, dried fruit, Cliff bars, any sort of non-perishable vegan food. We got most of it from supermarkets, and it was that was well under $80 US for 2 people. To be honest, when you're there, for some reason your appetite is quite diminished, so you don't tend to end up eating a lot of food. But it's still good to take a lot of food, because just in case if you need it, it's always best to have extra. And whatever, if you do end up with a bit too much and you don't end up eating, you can always give it to other people. There's always other people that will be needing food. So the other sort of category is just other things like sleeping bags, tarps, outfits, lights, water, first aid kits, that sort of stuff. And that was about $500 US. And the reason that was quite expensive is because if we weren't traveling for such a long period of time, and we weren't moving to another country once we eventually finished traveling, and we hadn't have got rid of all of our stuff, then we could have taken a lot of it from home, because I had a lot of camping style supplies already before we left for this trip, you know, from festivals and things that I'd been to before. Not that the Burning Man is a festival, but a lot of that sort of stuff can be handy, but it just wasn't going to be convenient for us to do that. And I managed to find some really good homes to give that stuff to anyway. So it was, you know, I was really pleased that I could still gift that stuff to my friends back in New Zealand before I left. So we went to a lot of places like Walmart for some of those supplies, and in Reno they had certain supply shops as well. Oh, and I got a lot of the secondhand clothes from, a lot of like clothes and stuff, I got them from secondhand shops, so that was really good. And then you could just donate them back to the secondhand shop afterwards. And so our bikes were stolen in Las Vegas, and we had those secondhand, so then we had to go back. Well, we went to Walmart and then got some bikes again, and then one of those got stolen at Burning Man, which kind of, I mean, I guess it meant we had one less bike that we had to pass on afterwards. So there's definitely lots of improvement for saving money for us for next time we go, in regards to transport, accommodation, and those other sort of supplies. Other than food and water, you really, you know, you don't want to cut costs on food and water, probably too much more than that, just because it's quite important that you do supply yourself with enough of that stuff. I guess another thing, there won't be too much room in regards to the transport of getting to the country, because if you live outside of the USA, or even if you live outside the state of Nevada, there's still going to be a cost involved of actually getting to Reno. And I guess if you're flying in from another country, just for the event, you might want to have a look around, if you've given yourself enough time, of course, to have a look around, to see when is a good time to buy a ticket to fly there and fly back, or however it is that you're going to get there. I guess my best tip I can give you in regards to this is doing your research, and don't just do it all in one day. Like, do some research and then go back and revisit it again. So maybe the next day, the next week, the next month, and just going back in with fresh mind, no ideas, and it really helps, because you might look at something one day this way and then you look at the next day completely different. And don't do it, don't do it all in one day. Don't try and give yourself time if you can, because it just gives you, when you've got a bit more time, it means you can save a bit more money, I guess, because you can be more prepared. And if you've got other people that are going with you, then bounce some ideas off and tips and things to each other about that sort of stuff. So this is basically, this is the end of my video about Burning Man, and the money sort of involved in getting there and providing some sort of comfort for you while you're there. Well, the things that you're going to need to to be alive, and to have a good time. Not that it takes much to have a good time there, because there's just always something happening. There's always something for everyone there. But yeah, so that's the end of the video, I guess. And I'll be doing some more videos in the future on Burning Man, on my travels, on veganism, all that stuff that I normally do. And I hope you've done something that makes you happy today. I'll see you in the next video. See ya.